In fact, how long did the border war initiated by China against Vietnam last? Was it one war or two? Did the conflict only occur in 1979, or did it extend beyond that? And when did it officially end? The war between China and Vietnam in the border region of both countries has passed 45 years. Many studies have been published, but there are still many hidden aspects of this war. In most commemorative occasions, articles often use the title with the date, time marker of 1979. This leads readers to believe that this war occurred and ended in 1979. So, in reality, how long did the border war initiated by China against Vietnam last? Was it one war or two? Did the conflict only occur in 1979, or did it extend beyond that? And when did it officially end? Practical evidence shows that the invasion war conducted by China against Vietnam in the northern land border and at sea and islands occurred continuously over a period of 10 years, from 1979 to 1989. Essentially, it can be divided into three phases. Phase 1. China mobilizes 600,000 main troops to launch a military attack on Vietnam. From February 17 to March 18, 1979. On February 17, 1979, under the pretext of carrying out a self-defense counterattack, the Chinese authorities mobilized 600,000 main troops to launch a military attack on Vietnam along the entire northern front from Phong Nha Ni Lai Shou to Mong Khai Quang Ninh, covering a distance of over. Right from the early days of the war, China sent troops deep into Vietnamese territory. In some areas, Chinese forces advanced 15 to 20 kilometers in several provinces such as Lang Son, Cao Binh, and Lao Cai, carrying out massacres of the people, burning and looting cities, towns, and villages. The main direction of the Chinese invading forces was Lang Son and Cao Binh. The important direction was Lao Cai Hong Lian Son. The coordinating direction was Phong Nha Ni Lai Shou, and the diversionary direction was Quang Ninh and Ha Tuyen Ha Jiang and Tuyen Quan today. With this action, China launched a war of aggression against Vietnam, an independent nation with sovereignty recognized by the international community. In response to China's unjust war actions, the Communist Party of Vietnam led the Vietnamese people and military to exercise their legitimate right to self-defense, conducting a war against the Chinese invading forces in the northern border region. On March 4, 1979, the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam issued a call for compatriots and soldiers nationwide to rise up to defend the fatherland. Article 1 of this decision states, general mobilization throughout the country. All citizens of the age defined by law must join the armed forces according to the plan of the Government Council. Mobilize all necessary human, material, and financial resources to meet the essential needs of the national resistance. On the same day, President Tan Jie Thing signed Order No. 29 for general mobilization throughout the country to protect the socialist homeland of Vietnam, completely defeating the invasion war by the expansionist and hegemonic forces of China. These documents were published in the People's Newspaper No. 9036 on March 6, 1979. In response to the determination of the party and state, as well as the brave and courageous fighting spirit of the Vietnamese military and people, at noon on March 5, 1979, the Chinese authorities announced the beginning of troop withdrawal. By the afternoon of the same day, the Chinese army started to withdraw from Vietnamese territory. To demonstrate goodwill for peace, when China withdrew its troops, the party and the state of Vietnam declared that they would not pursue them. However, starting from March 6, 1979, during the withdrawal process, the Chinese army not only retreated but also attacked, causing further damage to the people and property of the Vietnamese ethnic groups in the border areas. In the face of the risk of a prolonged war along the northern border, on March 11, 1979, the Prime Minister of Vietnam issued Directive No. 80 for regarding work and military training in the new situation. It was not until March 18, 1979, that China withdrew most of its troops from Vietnam. However, a portion of the Chinese main forces still illegally occupied several areas in the provinces of Lang Son, Cao Bang, Ha Tien, some places deep within Vietnam's territory from 200 to 600 meters, frequently causing armed conflicts, which made the situation along the border continue to be tense and prolonged.